I want to say from my personal experience, God answered my prayers, and I know God answered my prayers, and He answered my prayers more quickly when I got down in prayer, meaning got down on my knees, cried out, and when I was honest. When I was honest, because a lot of times we like to come before God and have our words together, our acts together, our mind together, and we just want to pray like perfectly, or we want to say what's on our we want to say what's on our mind perfectly. But we got to remember, talking to God is essentially having a relationship. You're in a relationship with Him. Imagine talking to somebody you're in a relationship with, be it any kind of relationship, and so you have to remember that, like, when you talk to God, you're building a relationship. That's what I'm trying to get at. And so when you talk to Him, just be honest about how you're feeling. Be like, God, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with this. I'm sorry I'm like this. I'm trying to do better, but this is a struggle for me, God. I need your help. Like that. Be real like that. The more real you are, the more God sees your heart, and He wants to help you. He wants to help you through that thing, whatever it is. Like, for me, I'm like, God, I'm sorry. I believe that you're going to do this thing for me. I know you're going to do this thing for me, but God, I struggle with my belief. Lord, help my unbelief sometimes. I'm sorry. I struggle. I have fear. I have fear about that very thing I'm praying about. I know you're going to do it, but sometimes the situation just looks barren and hopeless and dead. And Lord, I just, please forgive me for just, be honest with God. He welcomes, he welcomes, he welcomes your honesty, because God just he wants your heart, and He wants that connection with you. And He just wants that relationship with you. Talk to Him like, you would talk to a close friend, and He's going to sit and He's going to listen, you know, and in your quiet time, you're going to hear Him respond. He's going to respond fast. I find personally that, again, when I'm honest with God in prayer about whatever it is I'm struggling with, God helps me with that struggle, faster than me coming to Him trying to be all made up and put together. Come as you are, and that is you coming as you are to God. What a Having a relationship with Christ, there's freedom in that. Freedom. You don't have to look a certain kind of way, talk a certain kind of way, you know, dress a certain kind of way, have a certain kind of lifestyle to get down in connection with Christ. Because God wants you to meet Him halfway. And so your part in that is He's waiting. And your part of that is getting down in prayer. Okay. And when you get down in prayer, then God will do the rest of the cleaning. God will do the rest of the pricking, the conviction, or whatever else, the edifying for us to be more like Him, to think more like Him, to have more of His ways. And so go to God as you are. Meet Him. He's waiting for you. Talk to Him. He just talk to Him. Talk to Him, the way that you know how to talk. And over time, God will give you the words to say how you want to say it. Sometimes, we don't know what to pray about because but then again, in Psalms 139, and I'm just paraphrasing, God knows what we're going to say to Him before we get down in prayer. He just wants you to have that act of obedience. So, don't be afraid to talk to God. God is loving. God is loving. He's not some, I've always hear this. God is not some big scary man in a dark room, No, that's not God. God is everywhere. Everywhere. And so He knows our struggles. He knows what we want before we even ask for it. You know what I mean? But he wants that relationship. So be honest. Come to Him as you are and build that relationship with Christ. And then watch him answer those prayers when you start being more honest with God. Watch what he'll do in your life. God bless you. Please share your stories below in the comments. I would love to read your stories and respond to you. And please like the video and subscribe to my Sanctuary Space. Thank you so much for tuning in.